is the CEO of Cornerstone, which is the insurance not the provider. What would we call it? The insurance company who's managing the new Alabama REALTORS health insurance program. But Greg also has realtor ties in that he was the governmental affairs director for the state association in the late 70s, early 80s. So, yeah. So Greg's going to be here to answer your questions, and if you need your laptop or computer, or you want to enroll now, we can help with that if you need that later. And then he's, I think, going to stick around to answer those questions as well. We're also live streaming it to Facebook, and it'll be available at HAAR.realtor afterwards. So if you want to rewatch it or share it with people in your office, it'll be available there. So I think that live stream looks like it's on because the red light's on now. So you can stay anywhere on that stage. Yep. All right. Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Josh. I say it's great to be in Huntsville, but you guys are here, so it has to be great to be in Huntsville. So thank you, Josh, and we're glad to be a part of the team here. I'm going to give you a little background into how we arrived at the build out of what is now REALhealth. And I do have that affinity background with having been in your governmental affairs program at the State Association for a number of years. And don't hold it against me, but I also spent 20 years as a member of the House of Representatives. So please don't hold that against me. But I always enjoyed the opportunities every time you folks came to Montgomery for legislative days and your conferences and whatever. I've spoken to many of your groups over the years serving down there. But I have a unique opportunity to bring the Cornerstone team, Cornerstone Agency and our insurance company team to the Alabama Association of Realtors. And to be able to debut, and I'm going to say this slowly, and I'll probably repeat it 100 times. Let me say this real slowly. REALhealth. REALhealth. It is the nation's first statewide, fully insured, comprehensive, 24/7 cloud-based association health plan in America. Congratulations. Get excited. I mean, really and truly. It's what has happened here in the last 7 or 8 months in concert with your executive team, with Jeremy Walker and all the folks in Montgomery, your executive committee, and your local boards across the state, is to take a survey of its membership. Many of you may have participated in the survey that was done last year to find out, is there a demonstrated need for particularly health insurance? And that was kind of a no-brainer. The statistics that came in off that, Shay, were phenomenal. I know you saw them. Many of you probably participated in that survey, but over 1,700 of you around the state participated in the survey, with about 98.5% saying, please help us with some health insurance and health insurance security type products. And we took that as a mandate. And beginning last summer into the fall, we began building out what Cornerstone now is operating under an agreement with your association, this nation's first association health plan. What's critical about an association health plan is pretty simple. We took the buying power, the negotiating power of 16,000 plus lives inside your association, and even for the insurance companies, particularly Blue Cross Blue Shield and Boston Mutual on the other products, it's not just the 16,000 plus members, but it's also the spouses and the children that are behind each of the members, because really a size group of 16,000 that you have of members is really calculated at about a 37 to 40,000 life group when you're looking at going to the marketplace to be able to find some products and some pricing that might work. Well, what did the buying power, the negotiating power of AAR provide? Well, here's what it provided. For the first time in this state, Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is our major medical provider, was able to do something they've never done. For the first time, they negotiated directly with us, Cornerstone, on your behalf to essentially build out 3 different major medical plans that, in my words, are really offering these products to you at a wholesale, not a retail price. And that's really almost the truth. And I'm going to give you some stories in just a moment from our travels of the last 8 days throughout Alabama, meeting with realtors from all over the state. But with REALhealth, you have 3 Blue Cross products. Everything's in your handout. I gave you everything in the handout. The left side is information about the sign-on. I'll share that on the portal in just a moment. The 3 Blue Cross major medical plans, the 2 Blue Cross dental plans, and the Blue Cross vision plan. And I have to tell you, as a matter of due diligence and almost funny, that Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama is one of 37 Blue Cross associations in the United States. They're one of only 2 of those 37 that do not pay, you guys can appreciate this next comment, do not pay commissions to an agent that takes them a case. You wouldn't stay in the real estate business very long if that happened, but it's interesting that in this partnership that we've built with Blue Cross to be able to be the driver on the medical side, you know, it was a unique relationship of negotiating with them for 4 months because our team, Cornerstone, doesn't get paid a dime, but it didn't need to. We're in a great situation because we took your buying power to them, and the result is obvious. The 3 major medical plans that we have in there, we'll talk about in just a moment. And I also want to really talk about the 3 other products that are in there, the guaranteed issue life insurance, critical illness product, and the accident policy. One thing that's really been important for us as we've traveled the state and launched this thing, because it took us about 7.5 months to build it, was the fact that we had to have an ease of enrollment, a way to get into a portal, easy, and to have a good experience in that shopping experience. So what you see when you go to the AAR website, or you click any of the connections that Bradshaw sends you out of the state association, you click and you go to the AAR REALhealth portal. I think you'll find it's a very easy shopping experience. Has anybody actually gone to the portal yet? Anybody? A number of y'all have gone to the portal? Okay. Experience okay so far? Good. We hired a couple of folks, a couple of IT and software designers and developers out of Vanderbilt University to build AAR's 24/7, 365 portal. It does all enrollment, onboarding, and management. Over the next year, those of you who enroll in the REALhealth plan, whether you buy the major medical, the standalone vision or dental products, or the standalone accident policy, or the life insurance, or the critical illness product, all those products will be seamlessly connected to your portal. You'll have 24/7 access through your smartphone devices, being able to look at any documents. You can pull down documents. You can reprint any of your coverage cards as many times as you want to. And it also sets you up for next year when we go through the re-enrollment in April of 20 for new products and expanded benefits. A couple of dates that are really important, and I think you've seen them, but we're going to harp on them for the next 17 days. The enrollment began last Monday, April 15th. Not a really good tax day, but it began last Monday, and open enrollment for any of the REALhealth products ends at midnight on Friday, May 10th. So just keep that in mind as you're looking at your calendar and you're trying to say, when will I schedule this, and when will I try to get into it? When will I try to make these decisions? Find a time that you can get in there. If you get into the portal at 11:59 p.m. on Friday, November 10th, you may be a little stressed making sure you hit the send button by midnight. Because if you miss it, the comet won't come back in the sky for 12 more months. This is an open enrollment for 1 year, so you'll have until next May 31st when the plan year ends. So this is a June 1 to May 31st plan year of coverage with the Blue Cross plans. The portal really provides you the toolkit. There's about 5 pages in the enrollment portal. When you go in, you'll ask to verify your information. You'll be asked to just reinsert your social. Once you know that you will use your NERDS number to get into the portal, you'll set up your own discrete password as you would do for any other type of account. It's very easy to get along. And you'll add one little nuance in there. And Josh, I think you may be aware of this. We have one block on that personal information that it's going to be important in 2020. And here's the block. The block says estimated salary. Now, for simple data collection, I want you to understand, we have built we use a company called Threat Advice. We have 5 layers of security to protect all your data. I wanted to make sure you knew that. But that salary block, when you go in there to verify your date of birth, your social, your NERDS number, and your gender, and your address, is in there because whether you put $1 or you put $1 million, it really doesn't matter. The reason why that block is going to be important is for 2020. We have negotiated with a number of national insurance companies, and we fully expect that by April or May of next year to be also offering additional products through REALhealth. We're looking at a short-term disability product, a long-term disability product, and a full, robust long-term care product. Those products are in the wings, and we're working with the carriers, and we'll see how the next 6 or 8 months goes. But those products, when they're introduced, will be income driven, and they're so important because I understand the nature of you guys. You know, you don't have workers' comp. You don't have on-the-job injuries per se because you work 24/7 pretty much. So introducing some short-term and long-term disability next year, which will also all be guaranteed issue, no medical questions. While I'm saying that, I want you to understand every single product in that brochure and every single product when you go online to start looking at benefits, whatever you may want to pick, none of those products will ask you one medical question. Not one. It's the only time in Alabama, and I've been in the insurance business 40 years in this state. It's the only time I've ever been able to work on a case where there truly was never a medical question for life insurance, for accident insurance, for critical illness insurance, or for major medical. It's just never happened in this state. So again, congratulations, Josh, to you and the AAR team all over the state for having the vision to be able to move forward with this. The portal has 2 major components to it. Once you get in past the personal information data that you put in there, it moves into the benefits section. The benefits section will be just as it's laid out in all these brochures. Everything that you see in your hand will be on the portal. You'll be able to go in there and first look at the major medical offerings. There's 3 major medical plans from Blue Cross. They have cute little names like Secure Blue and Best Blue and something else, but they're really 3 different plans with deductibles. There are $500, $2,000, and $4,000 deductible plans. With those plans, you can have member only, member and spouse and dependents, and member independents. We've taken into account everybody that possibly could be looking at some insurance opportunities. Now, let me tell a couple stories, Josh, if I can. I'm going to share y'all a couple stories because we've been on the road. We are going to be in 22 of your 26 or 27 boards between now and May 5th. We have 3 teams covering the state. Yesterday, I was in Coleman. This morning, I was in Guntersville, and now I'm here with you guys today, this afternoon in Huntsville. We were in Dothan also yesterday morning, too. That's a hard trip to go from Dothan to Coleman. But here's the exciting thing. The response to what's going on is even greater than we anticipated. The response of the aha moments of people getting into the portal are simply looking at a piece of paper and saying, you know, Greg, I've got a Blue Cross Blue Shield policy. Why would I buy this one? Well, it's pretty simple. Blue Cross knows that if you have Blue Cross Blue Shield, how many of y'all have a Blue Cross Blue Shield? Look at this. Okay, now if my Blue Cross guys and girls were in here, they'd say, yeah, I told you so, Greg. Here's the deal. Blue Cross knows actuarially behind the numbers curtain that about 80% of the 16,000 members of the AAR have Blue Cross Blue Shield. Why? That's just Blue Cross, because they do. They have 80% plus of everybody in the state. So here's what's going to happen. You say, well, why would I do that? Well, here's the reason. Look at the pricing. Look at the pricing. When you go in and you look at, and I'm going to give you an example because we've got so many of them the last week. A sweet lady last week, her name is Joyce. You'll be seeing Joyce from the Athens Association on a video soon. Shay, you're dropping in. It's amazing. We have Joyce yesterday, Sheila, another Joyce yesterday in Coleman. And, you know, and then JC last night from Coleman. Who are these people? These are your colleagues around the state. Every one of them had these epiphanies in the last 6 days. Let me give you Joyce's. Joyce said, Greg, while you were giving this presentation, much like I'm doing to you all now, she said last week, she said I had my Blue Cross policy that my husband and I are on. We're both independent contractors. And I brought our April billing statement. And she held up her pad where she had written across Joyce and Robert, her husband's name, and she wrote down the premiums for her current Blue Cross coverage. She has a Blue Cross Silver with a $2,600 deductible currently. And she said, Greg, while you've been talking and they've been listening, I've been enrolling on the portal. And she said, Greg, let me show you this. And she held it up to all the folks that were in that bank building last week in Athens, other board members, other realtors. She and her husband are going to save $605 per person per month for a $2,000 deductible not a $2,600 deductible. Now, if that doesn't get your attention, nothing will. The worst case we've had is at the younger ages. A young guy, he's a really sharp young guy. He's 29 years old. He's got a lot to learn. He was in a meeting last week and he said, well, Greg, I have a question for you. He said, more of a statement. He said, you know, I've looked up my coverage and I've got some health insurance, but I'm only going to save $87.25 a month if I go with the HAAR REALhealth plan. I said, when does the word only become operative when it's $87 a month? That's $1,000 a year net, right? And he said, well, I don't know if it's worth my time to get on the computer and to try to save $87 a month. And I said, man, dude, I got 3 kids just like you. You know, I do. And I said, you know what, Scott, I really think you ought to give it a try. He said, well, and this is great, because the end of the story is 3 hours later when he called me back. He said, well, when I get home, I'm going to ask my mom, you know, I'm staying in her basement. As part of our millennial issues right now going on. And he said, anyway, so we talked for a few minutes and, you know, but here's my point. The least amount of savings at the under 30 is $87 a month. The greatest amount of savings for a $2,000 or even the $500 deductible, if you want to go to it, is $815 per month per person, based on your age. 3 hours after Scott calls me back. I was driving out of Mobile that night, and he calls me, and I didn't know what the number was. I let it go to voicemail, listened to it, and he said, I'm that youngster that had questions for you at the meeting this afternoon. So I called him back, and he told me a story. He said, well, I just want you to let you know that I went ahead and enrolled, and I bought everything in HAAR REALhealth that I could buy. I said, that's pretty wise. He said, well, here's the deal. I took the $87 a month in savings that I'm going to get on my major medical, and I bought the maximum life insurance and named my mom as a beneficiary because she was hovering over me while I was on the computer. And he said, I bought the max critical illness product, $30,000 lump sum critical illness if you have a heart attack, a stroke, an aneurysm, a critical event, and the accident policy in case I get cracked up in a car because she said I drive too fast. So he said, so that $87 a month, I bought the max of all the other policies that are available through REALhealth, all guaranteed issue, not that it matters for many 29-year-olds. And he said the total of that was $84.50 a month. Now that's a silly story, but it's really not. It's meaningful about how we can take dollars that you're currently spending, in this case, and you have the vision of your leadership team, try to find a way to negotiate the buying power of who and what you guys are, and we've done all that. We built the portal such that we handle all operations and admin through Cornerstone and Montgomery. We handle all legal, all compliance. We handle all marketing in concert with Bradshaw and the HAAR team. You know, our portal is just the most amazing portal. You'll experience it, and you'll see it as it develops over the next few months. So the products are there. The 2 dental policies, for the first time, you know, we're able to offer a large group like this. There's a with orthodontics and without orthodontics in the dental. If you look at those pricings of the dental plan, I'm going to tell you, folks, you know, if you don't have dental insurance, these rates are 60% less than the top 3 dental plan rates our company sells in Alabama for individuals. Same benefits, but they're 60% less. Buying power. Take advantage of it. Same thing with the vision. The vision is a VSP vision. Again, it's a Blue Cross product, you know. So the major medical, the 2 dental plans, and the vision are all Blue Cross Blue Shield. You know, I told you that the effective date, well, you know, the enrollment date ends on Friday, May 10th. The effective date for all of the Blue Cross products is June 1. So what happens is, beginning at midnight at 12:01 a.m. on June 1st, all the coverage that you elected through Blue Cross Blue Shield is in effect. That's critical. Whatever products that you elect to purchase through the portal, because as you elect products and you click and save and move to the grocery cart, because the left-hand side of as you view the portal, will be all the products, the benefits, and the options for the pricing of every option you may want to look at. You'll click and save. Maybe you want the $2,000 deductible for you and a spouse. You click it, move it over to the grocery cart, and you'll see on the right-hand side of the screen your grocery cart and the pricing. When you get to the end of the portal, you'll see a big spreadsheet, and it gives you an opportunity 2 different times to to review everything you just looked at and purchased. You know, plan, insured, because you can get something for yourself and not for a spouse. Every product is a standalone. You may just want the accident and the critical illness products. You can buy those without buying the major medical. You may just want the vision and dental. You can purchase those without buying the major medical. Everything is standalone. So you'll be able to purchase what you want a la carte. At the end of the portal experience, and you said, yep, I wanted that, and that. They all look great. Then you'll move to the last page, which is the enrollment acceptance form, which is typical for any. I've reviewed it. I electronically will sign your signature, and you'll put in your bank checking account information for your ACH withdrawals. Once you know that the Blue Cross coverage will be effective June 1st. Your first ACH withdrawal will occur on approximately May 16th to May 18th for the amount that you chose. Everything will be provided to you with at least 3 different electronic notifications of the draft before it occurs. From then on, it'll be the first of the following month. But Blue Cross has to be paid before June 1st, so we will be drafting around May 16th to May 18th. But you'll get notification on that. And you'll also get notification, it is on your instruction sheet, of the name of the payer. So when it comes through in your bank statement, you won't wonder. It'll say AAR Cornerstone Real Health on the ACH transfer. So that coverage is in effect on June 1st. But I want to give you one nuance change to the other products. The other products that are on the right-hand side of your folder, and I'll answer some questions about those. There's 3 different products. There's guaranteed issue life insurance. And right now, out of 16,000 lives, Boston Mutual was only willing at this point, but we've negotiated up to offer up to $25,000 of death benefit, of whole life product, guaranteed level premium for the life of the policy. Totally portable. It's not conditioned upon whether you're working or not. You'll see the schedule on the back of that sheet that shows you what the guaranteed cash values are. Your premiums will be earning a 3% dividend rate on the cash values of the policy. So it's a traditional $25,000 guaranteed issue whole life product, and pretty exciting. And again, the premiums are locked in at your current age. The second one in there, it's a catastrophic loss. It's a catastrophic loss rider. That's kind of what we're going to call a mini long-term care product. We hope to debut that next year, as I mentioned, Shay. But it's a mini long-term care product. That rider is attached to the life insurance policy. So if you buy that life product, you don't have to buy this rider, but I think when you look at it, because it's guaranteed issue, you will. It's essentially the following. You can elect, and when you go on the portal, it'll really help you, but you can elect either a $1,000 or a $2,000 a month cash benefit for up to 12 or 24 months to help you defray any nursing home, assisted living, hospice, or daily care living expenses. It's a living benefit rider. It's not conditioned upon your death benefit. So that's an amazing new tool. I think you'll like that. It provides some cash flow to someone who is suffering from at least the loss of 2 of the average daily living expense. You know what I'm talking about, the ADLs. Many of you have had people in nursing homes or assisted livings. So that little long-term care rider is a terrific guaranteed issue product. And the last 2 are the accident policy and the critical illness. And I really invite you to look through those because it's the first time in the state you'll have ever seen guaranteed issue limits like this, particularly on that critical illness. And read through the brochure on that, because what's a critical illness that creates an event? One, it's a cash payment, lump sum, anywhere from $5,000 up to $30,000 of a lump sum benefit without medical underwriting. And you'll see the list of what is covered. Primarily, 78% of long-term critical events in America are in the categories you'd imagine. They're heart attack, stroke, aneurysm, critical events. And you can elect, as you get into those benefits, when you get into the portal, you'll see a little slide bar, and it starts at $5,000 for the critical illness, and it shows you what the monthly premium is for $5,000, and just keep sliding it all the way across to $30,000, and that'll tell you how much the monthly benefit would be for up to $30,000. And again, it's payable lump sum, and it's payable directly to you in cash. It does not go to a provider. That's in addition to your major medical benefits. The accident product is awesome. For folks like you guys, and I've experienced it where you're not eligible for workers' comp, that accident policy, and the only way I can explain it is if you're familiar with all the AFLAC marketing for their accident coverages, the duck, and the guy that breaks his leg on the ski slope and all those funny, goofy commercials, those are all about the accident coverage. And that accident product is a really terrific product that's guaranteed issue for you guys too, and you'll see what's covered in there. And just to know, there's 2 examples in there, one of a young boy who broke a bone and had to go to an ER, and you'll see the benefits that were paid. These are real life cases. The second was someone else that was more critically injured in an automobile and then a chronic illness. So, you know, the accident product and the critical illness are just terrific. On the life insurance, let me tell you that we've negotiated with AAR and Boston Mutual. The max coverage right now is only $25,000, but it's terrific. Next year it'll be tripled to $75,000. So those of you who purchase that life product through the portal now, next year you'll be able to purchase an additional $50,000 without medical underwriting. That's pretty unheard of. So that's pretty much most of the products that are out there. The timelines. And the opportunity to get into the portal and kind of take a test drive. Anytime you go into the portal and you start filling in information and you have to leave to go make a sale or to pick up a kid that fell off the roof or something, it automatically saves where you were in the process. So, you know, when you go back in, it'll be right back where you left off. And you'll be asked 2 different times to sign, so we're going to make sure you know what you're doing on the due diligence side. REALhealth. Let me give you one amazing number. I hope you'll remember it. And your folks here are going to be pushing it out. If only 4,000, if only 25% of the membership of AAR, if only 4,000 of y'all elect one of the Blue Cross major medical plans alone, the savings back to those 4,000 members will be approximately $26 million in premiums not paid Blue Cross. Make sense? I can't get these policies. I own an insurance company, Cornerstone Life Insurance Company, Cornerstone Manager. My employees they all want to get real estate licenses, sorry to say, but they're in Montgomery, so they wouldn't bug you. You know, a lot of inventory down there, not much inventory up here. But these products are not, I can't even get them. So, you know, I really encourage you as you go through this process to look at them and realize that, again, what's being offered to you folks in partnership with Blue Cross and Boston Mutual I've said it, it's a comet. It'll come back sometime next May, but you won't see it again till then. So it's pretty exciting. $25 million back into realtors' pockets if only a quarter of you guys buy these products. That's a pretty huge saving. That's a lot of car payments. And like one lady said this morning over in Gunnersville, she said, "Greg, that's not a car payment, that's my house payment." She said, "My house payment is $741 a month. My savings are $807 a month." She said, "I'll just double up on my house payment, pay my house off quicker." That's cool. We got a lot of those stories. Josh said, "Shay, y'all had one this morning in a board meeting, right? From one of your board members, right? Who enrolled in the plan and was just blown away by the ease of the portal, but also the savings too." So I'm going to be quiet. You guys are smart. You're computer literate. You can read brochures and you want to sell things. So what kind of questions do you have? Yeah, a new agent is a qualifying event. So if a new agent joins your firm or something like that, they're eligible with 60 days after they become they become an AAR member. You know, and it's also, I'll tell you that it is a recruiting opportunity for your real estate agents. We have a list of the number of licensed real estate agents in Alabama through the Alabama Real Estate Commission versus those that are members of the trade association. AAR is a big number. There's a lot, you know this though, there's a lot of real estate agents, licensed agents who are not a member, right? You know that. This is probably, it could be the single greatest recruitment opportunity for all the 29 boards across the state to bring in people. If that's the only reason why they want to join, which would be foolish and folly to not have the access to MLS and all the professional support that you have through as a member. But if that's the only reason, hopefully there'll be some membership opportunities to organically grow a lot of our boards across the state because of the savings that non-members who become members could also enjoy. They would be eligible for like a new hire. If they stay, once they join the association, then they would be eligible after 60 plus days, about 60 to 65 days, to be able to participate in REALhealth. If you have a qualifying event throughout the year, typical qualifying event, you know, a death, adoption, birth of a child, loss of a child, spouse, divorce, whatever it may be, those are qualifying events. We'll be able to make any type changes that you need to any of your plans during the year. Otherwise, we wait till the end of the year like other major plans. Really? Okay. Sure. Mm-hmm. They'll wait that 60 days. So if they come in September, they'll finish out that month that they came on board plus 60 days. So it'll be the first of the month following. So say they came in the September 15th, they'd be eligible December 1st. September, all of October, all of November, December 1st. Mm-hmm. We had a guy this morning, I got to tell you, I won't tell you his name, but he's a sharp guy. He walked up to me when the meeting was over, and then this may help you ask some more questions. He walked up to me, he said, "Greg, can I talk to you?" I said, "Sure." So we walked over to the side. And he said, "Look, man, I know you can't help." I said, "What's up?" He said, "Well, I survived a widowmaker on March 6th. Said I had 3 stents put in my major artery. But I'm alive. I'm here at this meeting. March 6th. You know?" And he said, "I'm going to tell you why I came here." And he may end up doing a video for us because he was so emotional about it. He said, "I'm going to tell you why I got all out of my couch this morning and came here." He said, if I didn't get this health insurance through HAAR, I wouldn't have any health insurance. He said, I had a major catastrophic financial event in my life, and a lot of things had to go. And my health insurance was one of them. And he said, but I've promised my doctors that if it takes me 30 years, I'll pay all my surgeon's bills back and I'll pay everything back. He said, but my last health insurance premium that I had 17 months ago was $1,800 a month. And something had to give. I can buy this coverage for $678 a month. And I feel like I'm a good steward again. I feel like I'm a good citizen again. The stories like that, folks, are pretty amazing. And they really affirm why we're doing what we're doing, because we know we're going to make a difference. And if we can put $24 million back in realtors' pockets all over the state just because 4,000 of the 16,000 do this, your plan, built by your people, then it's been a good day. It's been a good day. Yes, ma'am. Question? No change at all. Here's the thing. As soon as you, and this is systems, because I'm not an IT guy. I'm not. But I can tell you, I know what's been built. When Blue Cross, when you go into your HAAR REALhealth portal, and you put your NERDS number, and you reconfirm and you verify, Blue Cross will know the behind the curtain instantaneously who you are and that you already have a Blue Cross policy. They'll know it internally. And what they also, that computer, because it's agnostic, it doesn't know that you're thinking about dropping your premium from $1,200 a month to $700. Because when the end of the day comes, you press the button, you get $700, not the $1,200 that you previously had. Blue Cross knows all that. I told you, they know who you are. And the data that we gave Blue Cross was only 3 bits of data. We gave zip codes, dates of birth, and gender. That's all they asked for. It's never happened before where they didn't want claims review information, claims data. They didn't. They just took it on faith and a prayer. So, so Blue Cross knows it. And people ask me all the time, Greg, how in the world is Blue Cross going to get by charging $600 when they were charging $1,200 or whatever the number? I said, that's their problem. They feel very comfortable with what we've done. Because keep this in mind, my company provides all the billing and collection from all of you, not Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's the first time they've ever had a group in 68 years of Blue Cross of Alabama where another company came to them and said, tell you what, I got a client called Alabama Association of Realtors. They're strong. And I'll do all the billing and collecting through our system. So we have a company that we use. second largest billing and collecting company in the United States in New York City that does all of it seamlessly at about 75% less than Blue Cross Blue Shield. So that's how we began to strip down. My ops, my admin, my portal that was designed and built for you guys is about 70 to 80% cheaper than the operations backside at Blue Cross and River Chase and Birmingham. Does that make sense? I'm a wholesale guy. I just said, how cheap can we go? How low can we go? It's the Warren Buffett model of building out an operation system like we have for you guys. First of its kind in the country. And let me tell you, you guys have thrown, Shay, you know this, what you guys have deployed by REALhealth, the nation's first fully insured, statewide, comprehensive association health plan, it's like throwing a brick in a bathtub, not a pebble in a pond. We're getting calls every day from all over the country. The news is out about Alabama REALTORS and what has been built, because it doesn't exist in America. I mean, we're excited as a company, but this is home. And for the record, REALhealth, real benefits, real choices will be trademarked and given from Cornerstone to AAR is your trademark. Anybody else wants REALhealth, real choices, real benefits, goes to your association to borrow it. Yes, sir. If you don't, pay your May premiums and expect whoever your carrier is with to start sending you love letters. When you go past, those are unilateral contracts. So when you don't pay it after May 31, you'll hear from them and they'll send them. You can call them, but with most carriers, they expect that. They know that. Now, that's the other thing too, is that we don't need to know that you have coverage with Cigna or United Healthcare or Viva here, wherever. We don't need to know any of that. But you just keep track of it. We also know it. We don't ask you if you have coverage. That's the other thing too Obamacare doesn't do. But in our plan, we don't ask you if you currently have coverage. We don't think it was appropriate. We just asked, do you want your AAR REALhealth? So pay your coverage through May 31st. Because the coverage is guaranteed issue, it's effective, and you don't have to worry about it. You'll be receiving a lot of communications from us from the time you enroll to midnight on May 31st. A lot of communications. Ma'am? For the portal, you can see it should, I would connect it through the Alabama Association of Realtors. Shay, don't you think? I think if you go to your AAR website and you'll see REALhealth all over, you click the link on the AAR website and it takes you straight into your portal. Yes, ma'am. Uh-huh. Okay. Your formulary on your tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4 and subspecialty drugs do not change. It's the Blue Cross formulary. Isn't that cool? That's what people say. I have a guy tell me this morning, he said, well, I'm taking 2 different oral chemotherapy drugs. They're not going to be covered. They said, well, why would you say that? Are you asking me a question or are you making a statement? The answer was no, they're going to be covered. If you have any questions, though, you can go, as soon as this thing gets enrolled, you have access just like you do now. You go to the Blue Cross Blue Shield website, pull down the networks. You can look at the VSP for the physician providers, but I tell you, nothing changes. You're going to have the same physicians and the same ophthalmologists and the same formularies that you currently have. No. If you have any problems, you call me. You got my card. I put a bunch of my business cards in the back. If you have any questions, you guys call me. We got a great Cornerstone team that's available. While I'm saying that, Cornerstone, I've decided that we're gonna operate at least for the next 3 to 6 months with a 24/7, 365 human live calling people you can understand message service. You'll call Cornerstone 24/7 and you'll get a live respondent every time. And as soon as you call Cornerstone 356-1502, you'll see our number in our cards. It's on our paper. You're going to get connected to Cornerstone and you're going to be routed to someone who can pick up a phone because they're licensed agents and we'll get it solved. We'll be notified within 2 hours via text and within 90 minutes via email of any incoming, that kind of stuff. Well, I did that on behalf of AAR because it was appropriate and because Jeremy and your board said you better do it. So that was a good idea. I thought it was a great idea after they told me. Yeah, Shay? Yeah. There you go. Thanks, Shay. That's why she's your president. Yes, sir. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. No, no, not at all. You talking about the major medical coverages? Yes or no? You know, that's the thing. It's total buy-in. Nothing changes. I mean, you know, they know. Here's the thing. At 12:01 a.m. on June 1st, Blue Cross Blue Shield will receive its first AAR claim, actuarially speaking. Somebody will go to an emergency room in Huntsville Hospital and see David Spillers' team in the ER, and they're going to see Spillers' ER doc, and at 12:01 a.m., they're going to be showing a AAR REALhealth Insurance card for Blue Cross Blue Shield, and that's going to be covered. Didn't matter what they had before. Everything's portable and transferred over. Yes, sir. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, well, the question was about coverages. Josh was saying about, yeah, trying to record it here.
What I was asking about was the pre-existing, if you have pre-existing conditions, does that fall under your basic benefit?
Yes.
Or is there an extra cost on that? Does that fall into the network?
That's right. Into the network, you're gobbled up and you're happy as a clam, so you're good. Nothing changes. Yes, sir. Yes. Well, unless you elect the REALhealth, if you come out of the ACA plan, the Affordable Care Act, if you come out of that, then obviously you're going to the AAR, and you know you don't notify the federal government. You just yes, correct. Our plan, yes, our plan, so that you'll know. And this is technical, but Josh, you did this too down there at the state. You know, one of the things that you heard about as a disclaimer was 2 weeks ago, a United States federal judge in Washington, D.C., opined in a ruling by the U.S. Department of Labor. He had problems with 2 of the aspects of association health plans. He remanded, and he said that these 2 provisions of association health plans, he found them to be volatile of the Constitution. He sent it back to the Department of Labor. At no time in his ruling did that federal judge throw out or stop the sale of association health plans. But even if he had, it would not have affected the AAR plan. Let me tell you why. In 1974, the federal government, Congress passed what is now known, we all live under it, called ERISA, the Employer Responsibility and Security Act of 1974. In 1978, Congress passed the current federal statutory aspects of association health plans, or AHP. They have been around since 1978. In 1978, most of the association health plans were driven by very rural agrarian states, in the Midwest particularly, where they were having problems getting farmers getting health insurance. So the farm bureaus back in the Midwest got Congress to pass this association health plan. That's the genesis of association health plans. It's morphed from buying cooperatives, farming cooperatives, farm bureaus into where it is today. And the federal justice, the judge, he just had a problem with it, but he's just one of 400 federal judges. 72 hours after that federal judge tried to thwart certain aspects of the association health plan law, the Trump administration, the Department of Labor, and 17 states filed a motion to enjoin the federal judge's ruling. It's been frozen in a block of ice, and it's not going anywhere. And I'll give you a case in point. This is the reason. If you look at look, I was in the legislature a long time. Do you remember what the letters PPACA stand for? We refer to it by street name of Obamacare, but PPACA is the Patient Protection, very noble, and Affordability Care Act. It's interesting for private paying people, much as yourselves who are in the workplace, there are now less insureds in the workplace than there were 9 years ago. More on the government side through both Medicaid, Medicare, and the ACA. But it's interesting that a judge would rule and say that if his ruling were to stand and your plan had not been grandfathered, keep in mind, your plan is under the old law because you meet all the tests of the 1978 Association Health Plan. So it was never going to stop us. We just had to do our due diligence legally. Yeah. Yes. Yes. If you have to, like any of them, your deductible is at which, you get up to your $2,000 deductible and everything else is covered either at 80/20 or 90/10 according to your plan specifics. But everything's included in that, obviously. Every copay, everything that you do pay is counted toward that, like it typically already is. Doesn't take long to get to $2,000, does it? It really doesn't. I have 3 daughters. My 3 daughters are all in healthcare. One of them's an oncology nurse practitioner. One of them is a pediatric intensivist nurse practitioner. The other one is a hospice coordinator. So you see, I got healthcare covered in my family. So I'm ready just to lay down. They'll all take good care of me one day. Other questions back there, Josh, from your streaming folks? I'm excited. We're being streamed. Yes, ma'am. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's a la carte. You'll go in there. If you don't want the major medical, it'll give you one option. It says waive. You click waive and move to the next one. Waive. You don't want that. Then you get to the critical illness and you say, I want that. And then you purchase it and put it into the grocery cart. Yes. Dental and vision can be a la carte also. It's pretty good. This is great. I love Huntsville. When Josh told me that there's 2,500 of y'all and only how many houses in inventory? 1,800? That's really not good. Y'all need to build about 10,000 more houses, don't you? They're working on it, I know. Well, I have some great relationships up here in North Alabama, and I can tell you that, I told you that Cornerstones, we're so excited about the future of North Alabama. We're opening 2 offices in North Cornerstone. We're going to open an office here in July 1st in Huntsville and another one up in the northwest corner. But I can tell you that where you guys are positioned as an industry, I'll close on this if I may. If there are any more questions, are we okay? Josh, we cool? I'll close on this. You guys are uniquely positioned because the marketplace is coming to you. It's no longer, what do we build something and hope that they come? I went to Seoul, Korea 9 times when we tried to recruit Hyundai to come to Montgomery. I was the chairman of the legislative delegation that recruited them to come. But absent Hyundai and about 28 tier 1 suppliers, honestly, if Hyundai had not come to Montgomery, I don't know where Central and South Alabama would be today. Just nowhere. I can tell you the truth. The uniqueness, the rarity of the opportunity that's been present for you folks in your profession to meet a massive current demand, but a future that has no limit is just far beyond scope. I can pull down up to 2 billion medical claim forms with the snap of a finger from my actuaries. I can tell you everything you want to know in 700 zip codes in 5 states, medically. And I will tell you this about 6 counties that are poised right up here. You guys look, thank you, you guys look more like Denver, Colorado. Let me just tell you, actuarially speaking, you do. What's Denver? Has the 2nd lowest body mass index rate in America, the BMI. Has the 2nd lowest gate dweller, open door opener to chronic illnesses like diabetes and hypertension. My father died after 7 years rather, of dialysis treatments. He voluntarily decided to give up his chair a year ago at a dialysis clinic so someone else could have his chair, and he died 8 days later. But because my dad didn't take care of himself and battled 60 years of hypertension and everything else, let me tell you, if you saw the hypertensive results that are going on in North Alabama, but right here where you are, it's amazing. It's no wonder that Fortune 100 and Fortune 50 companies want to come here. I'm telling you guys what you know, but let me tell you from a boy from the South, it's amazing. The microscopes used to be on parts of Alabama, but they're not. You guys are just a clarion call of fresh air and opportunity. You've got all the natural resources. You've got rail. You've got water. You've got good air. You got people that walk their dogs. They just don't kick them in the backyard and tell them to go poo. You go walk them. You don't mind getting on a bicycle. You get out and play sports. You do things. And I will promise you, because I'm on this side of the ledger of actuarial science, it is a blessing. It's amazing. And where this profession of realtors that are here in this room, and the other 2,400 of y'all that aren't here that are members of the association, you are so uniquely positioned. And the market will be coming to you, have no doubt. We appreciate y'all. Cornerstone is blessed to be a partner with HAAR. Your leadership team from Jeremy and the executive team in Montgomery, your board from now Stacy on down, and your leadership here locally, Shay and Josh. It's a great journey that we're on with you guys. Our cards are back there. We're 24/7. We're here. Get on that portal, take it for a spin, and tell other people about it. I want you guys to all have your own story. I want you to have your own JC, your own Josh, your own, Joyce. Have your own story, and then tell somebody else about it, and tell other people, because they may not have heard about it. And I tell you, help them to be a part of the $24 million to $100 million in money that's going to go back in your pockets in just 12 months because you did something smart. And now, last thing is, a dear friend of mine, some of y'all may know this guy, his name is John Stanley. John's a big commercial real estate developer in Montgomery, one of my best friends in the world. And John said, Greg, I'm going to get a hold of my broker friends, get my brokers to tell their agents, the agents to tell the broker, get all the word out. I said, because here's what John Stanley said. He's 68 years old. He's been doing this for 45 years. And John said, Greg, if you can't read your current health policy and your current premium statement that's coming out of your current bank to that other insurance company and see that you can save $400 to $800 a month, you're stupid. John said that, not Greg, so you just blame him for it. I wouldn't ever say that, but I'll tell you this. Make a great, smart decision. This is a comment. This is the HAAR comment, and I'm excited to be a part of it. So I'm going to let y'all go. Go sell something. Go find something to sell. But thank you so much. We're part of Cornerstone. Thank y'all. Thanks.